Hello and welcome to this video. My name is Eva, and in this video I talk about post-traumatic growth, and I'm really excited because I want to share my story also a little bit, and I really hope that it helps you. So what is post-traumatic growth? Post-traumatic growth is basically positive changes that a person might experience after going through a healing journey that happens after a major life crisis or a traumatic event or many traumatic events. So yeah, it's basically examples could be that you had suddenly trigger warning and talk about difficult things. So for example, childhood trauma or abuse of any type of form, or someone dies suddenly that you really was really close to your heart. So all of those things, they can cause life crisis situations, and healing from them can be very hard and can take a lot of time. And but we can also, by going through this really tough healing journey, we can also develop new ways of thinking that will benefit us in the future. And a really important disclaimer that I want to share, so this is really just about my experience, and I think that like each trauma is so different, each crisis, each person is so different, and I think that if some people don't experience post-traumatic growth, that's completely fine too. So I just want to share my story also for myself in a way, and maybe for one person or for some people who go through or who have gone through the same. So why does post-traumatic growth happen? So basically when you go through a life crisis or through traumatic events, and that happened for me too, is that it can feel like the whole world just falls apart. For me, for example, that happened when I started to go to or to do trauma therapy, because I kind of woke up to the reality that many things that I've experienced were not normal, were not okay, and it really shook everything for me. It felt like the ground that I was standing on was crumbling, and then I was just falling into this storm, and I didn't know what is up and down and what is right and what is wrong anymore. So it was a really difficult time for me, and step by step, I could, with the help of my therapist and friends, close ones, I could get myself out of that. But it was a really difficult time, and I think I could only do it because I adopted a whole new way of thinking. So many limiting beliefs that I had, surrounding also core beliefs that I had to reframe. I had to do a lot of mental work, like reframing a lot of limiting beliefs, and I think that's really what got me out of that really dark place. And I think that those beliefs that I have formed now, I mean, of course, I'm still healing and there's still a lot for me to reframe, but I think many of those things, they already benefit me in a way, and I think that can happen to also some other people if they're going through a really difficult life crisis where they question their whole life, they question their whole identity, and where it's just such a major disruption. We have to really sometimes get a whole different belief system. So and that can just lead to creating a whole different story for ourselves that is more empowering than the one that we had before that. So so this can create post-traumatic growth, and some kind of benefits that this post-traumatic growth can give us is, for example, stronger and healthier relationships. So this is just my experience. So for me, because I have had that childhood trauma, I had to relearn what are healthy relationships, and now I can benefit from all of those things that I've learned. Like, for example, a healthy relationship is not a roller coaster relationship. It's not an up and down. It's really more like stable. It's really kind. It's very loving. It's giving. It's forgiving. It's really nice, and I think that I can create that now with kind of my boyfriend, and I think that's really something positive that came from my healing. Just a better understanding what healthy relationships are, and also understanding on in what ways I can take responsibility for my own emotions and to regulate my own emotions. So that was a really a great thing that I could learn. Another thing that I took away from myself, and I think also in the next month, because the healing is not done, it will get even stronger, is inner strength. Because if you have something happen that really shatters your belief system, it's very hard. And I think that when you are at such a low point, like I was really low, I didn't want to keep going anymore. And when you're so low, I think that, and you overcome it, it gives you a lot of, and once you're through it, it gives you a lot of inner strength. And you feel like, okay, I've overcome that really difficult thing, so I can also overcome a lot of other difficult things, and it gives you a lot of inner strength. And I think that that's really something positive, and I think that a lot of things now I will manage. Maybe some life crisis situations, I hope they will never happen to me, and I don't know if I will manage them, but a lot of things now I know that I have the strength to overcome them, because I have worked so much on myself to create that safety within my body, and also that trust within myself. And that I think can also happen, or connecting with other people who have who have overcome a traumatic situation, or like trauma therapy, healing from traumatic events. They have said similar things, at least the ones that I met, that that inner belief in oneself. And another thing is just that happened to me is just deeper connection to nature, spirituality, and just source for me. So for me, nature has been so healing in so many ways. It's just so calm, and I definitely want to create a life where I can be in nature. Like that's my dream, like to have a small house in nature where I wake up and I can see trees and I'm just surrounded by nature. That's really what I want, just to have that connection with nature, because it's just when I was so low, nature was really just such a great place, and it was just, I was so calm with nature. So I have just so much appreciation for like trees and for nature in general. And so that's really like, I think my connection with nature has become really strong. And also just spirituality. I mean, at my lowest I really started to believe in whatever, in like source, God, universe. I really started to believe, and now I think I can benefit with that, because I feel like I'm never alone. So no matter what happens, I will always have like God or spirituality that will be there for me, and that will kind of be with me. And that is something that I think I will keep with me my whole life. And and also so these are some things that really helped me a lot and that I noticed in this healing journey. And I'm really curious how I will think about the whole situation in like 1 year or 2 years or 3 years, if I will experience more benefits. So this was kind of my story, but there are also a lot of different people. So for example, if you have undergone the trauma of getting cancer that was life-threatening, and then you battle cancer, and then you overcome cancer, and then you might also experience those post-traumatic growth symptoms. And so that was kind of the video. Maybe if you want to share, you can share in the comment section if you've experienced similar things. And so I also am really curious, because now I'm not sure if I want to do that as a profession, like helping women overcome trauma, also specifically when it comes to unhealthy relationships and all of that. So I'm really curious when I say that now, and maybe I watch this video in like 10 years, if I will actually become a therapist and help women with that. So really curious about that. So thank you so much for watching, and I hope you have a beautiful day. Like this video if you liked it, and subscribe to my channel, and check out the description box, and I see you in my next video. See you soon.